Okay, everybody. So we are going to sketch out this piece again. Okay. And as usual, like before, I'm starting with my pencil, and let's see. Here's the natural horizon right here. 1, 2. So it's less than, it's definitely less than half the distance to the top. We're going to start by drawing our natural horizon, our eye level horizon, which is this line right here. Sorry, I should have drawn that first. And then I really want you to observe where this road starts and stops. It starts down here, but pretty high up. Actually, even, yeah, higher, almost halfway between here and the natural horizon. Down here, it starts at the bottom. And there's this little skip where it stops being light and it moves to dark. So this little triangle is dark. And then this is kind of more like a straight line. And you know what? I think I really made that too curvy. So I'm going to redraw it almost straight. So this is a lot less curvy than it looks. It's a little bit curved here. So you're going to start with that. Oh, you guys can't really see this, can you? Huh. I really don't like making my pencil lines so dark, but I will do it. So it's annoying. I like to make my pencil lines a little bit lighter, but I can see that's not going to work here. There we go. And then I kind of like, let's see, there's a couple of other. You've got these. Right. And then remember, the tops of these are all going to line up here with the vanishing point where the road ends. These lines. Sorry. Would anybody like me to send this over, by the way, or can you see this well enough?
I can see.
I can see. Okay, I'm going to run and get a little bit of hot water in my cup. My voice is kind of going today. Paula and I were chatting about voice.
About boys?
Yeah, voice. Like, what is voice?
You're talking like voice, like speaking, right?
No, I'm meaning more like voice, like let's see. Voice like not voice like losing your voice, but artistic voice.
Like a style?
Yeah, like a style. When you get this, See how I've kind of, even though this isn't really here, and I'll pull this out, I can see that this starts. Well, let me put this in first. This is that kind of a light blue hills, goes back here. And then from here, I'm going to mark this point. And I'm going to lightly, you should not be able to see this line, but I'm going to lightly draw this in. So I kind of know where to put my verticals, right? Here's my vertical pole number 1. Here is my vertical pole number 2. It's a little thicker. Right, following along with that vanishing point. And I'll be right back. You guys remember vanishing point, the concept of vanishing point?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So our vanishing point is here, where the eye level horizon meets, the road meets there. Great. And then we've got kind of like this. Right, yep. There we go. These. Yeah, that's right. I feel like the vanishing point reduced so much work for me. I used to feel like I had to measure each one of these, like where is this angles individually. And then I kind of realized, wait, I don't actually have to. If I have my vanishing point, I just need to see where this, find the vanishing point and then see where this all starts and ends. Notice I'm kind of outlining light areas that I can see. And then there's this, I love this area, I think is like nicely described. So there's a couple of things happening. One is that before the sign, oh, I see, the sign has to come up a little higher. The sign's kind of got to bisect the vanishing point, because here is this kind of dark area. It's like a dark tree line. And then it gets sort of lighter here. And the tree, of course, is right here. You'll notice I'm sort of saving it. And I'll sketch it in. I remember a couple of you had a tendency to make this tree too small. I'm just right now locating the tree trunk. Not the, we'll deal with the branches later. But there's this really cool light area that comes in. Kind of comes right in here. The kind of orangey color. We're going to try and get that in right away. I think that kind of makes the tree. And then all the issues, of course, that we had when making this tree. With the black and white, we're going to have that in color as well. Don't draw all the branches in, but draw the heaviest ones. And at least kind of as a starting point. Because they're definitely the stuff that shapes the trunk. So if you can see here, I'm like shaping the trunk, which is where the thicker branches are going, so that I have room for them. And then later I can kind of decide how much I'm really just tracing out the darkest images. Later, I'm going to go in with lighter color. Anyway, that's the fun thing about something like this. We've dealt with it before, so we kind of know what works, and then we know what didn't work. As usual, we'll want to get in our lights. I've kind of over described them because I feel like it's easier, kind of easy to lose your lights. I would prefer things stay lighter. And then you gradually make them darker to light right away. Let's do this. This will all be kind of lightish.
Can I send mine to you there, Leah? I don't know if I'm doing the right side correctly.
Yes, send it over. Okay. Yeah, you might be in the wrong, something might be in the wrong place. So this is a good way to catch it.
Yeah, I think I have something in the wrong place.
I can't see your whole paper, honey. You need to
Oh,
see the whole paper. Otherwise, I can't tell you.
sure. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see that what the problem is, though. Your horizon line is too high. It's
Is it?
exactly at the halfway point. You need to erase everything that's about, you need to erase that,
And bring it down.
bring it down. And the reason is that the horizon line is never at the halfway point,
Okay.
ever, 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 ever. As a compositional, that's like the biggest way to flatten a landscape.
Yeah, it's
So your big
long.
problem is, your biggest problem is your first line is way too high.
Okay.
Okay, so I would just erase it. You're not that far.
Okay.
Erase things and end it. Like if you'll see the halfway point, the horizon line, which is this line,
Mhm.
it's like just a little bit more than a third
Okay.
of the way up the paper. This is a very common mistake to make. And I want you to observe that. That we try to make things even and neat, right? And the problem is, it's like a pattern that we try to make happen. We try to create patterns where there aren't any. We try to create symmetry where there isn't any. But it's good. It's a good eye. It means you caught it. So you knew something was off.
It didn't look right.
Yeah. Yeah. And you saw it looked off, right?
Yeah.
Really, this is a lot about the sky.
So that it has to be almost like a third from the page down. Oh,
1/3. So if you were going to measure the page into thirds,
third from the bottom.
it's a little bit higher than the first third.
Okay.
So one of the things I learned is that I made, when I did this the first time, is that I made certain things too dark. So I'm really making sure that most of this road is kind of, while still paying attention to the light patterns, I'm kind of overextending, and I'll take a picture of this because I really don't want to draw it too heavy. I take a picture of this here, hold on, and send it across. You can see what I mean. Um, okay, here we go. Mhm. Diana, what are you working on?
This one. This one.
Yes, the purple flowers.
Yeah, whatever they are. Whatever they are.
The purple corn cob flower,
Yeah.
the annoying things that are making your life difficult right now.
But I haven't worked on them since, oh, I guess it was Sunday, so it's not that long.
And don't worry, Paula, you're just like, they say to be good at this, you have to make 10,000 mistakes, just like you have to work for 10,000 hours. So just think about it this way, you're that much closer
Mhm.
to getting your 10,000 mistakes in. And here, I also think you can see all these dark and light areas of the trees. It's really neat.
Mhm.
Let me figure out. Oh, what the palette is. Need some paper towel. I'll be right back. I need to go grab some paper towel. Blankie. All right. And we need some water. Blankie. Bit of this. Always good to have a little testing paper. I wonder where Paul is today. Did he say he was going to be gone this week?
I don't know.
It's normally. And I'm using my paper towel right now to clean off my. There are definitely blues in here. Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little testing on my paper just to see what blues. This is cobalt. Feels a little bright. I'll label it. And then there's That's fallow. Yeah. Well, this is a great time to talk about different blues. I'm looking to see if I have any more. You guys may not have many, so we may be limited by our choices, but we'll look at them anyway. Yes, Payne's gray is what I wanted. Oh, interesting. Actually, yeah, that's good. We'll get real about this. You guys keep working on your drawings. Let me know when you're done. I'm thinking you might do a little blue exercise. Question. I mean, there's some lovely blues here, so. Ooh. That's Prussian. Neat. Are different. You guys may not have all of these, but I want to show you how they look and kind of how we mix them and how they work. It's fun. It's beautiful. There's all kinds of crazy colors in here. I'm not even going to go near crazy blues, but we'll take a moment. I'm going to stop the video for just a second so I can take a picture of this, send it over to you. And no rush on the drawing, guys. Take the time you need to do that. Send it over when you think you've got a done drawing, or if you're stuck. Anyway, you know.
I'm just gonna send mine just because I'm paranoid now.
I understand. I'm sure it's fine, but good. You're on high alert.
Yes.
Jonathan, when you're done, you go ahead and send it.
Okay.
Your friend Joy was supposed to join us tonight, but she didn't seem to get that this was an art class. It wasn't, I don't know, it was interesting. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks good to me, Paula.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Not perfect, but
Good enough for sure.
thanks.
So now I'm actually got a separate sheet of watercolor paper. I'd like you guys to get one too. We're gonna do a mixing exercise.
Okay.
We're gonna do blue and we're gonna do mixing. Ah, these are beautiful. Totally different. Let's see.
Did we lose Jonathan?
I think he's probably taking a picture. You're
Yeah.
using your cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like me. Jonathan, how was your week?
Oh, fine.
That
It's
didn't sound convincing. So it was okay.
Yeah.
the only thing I'd say, Jonathan, is that the road on this side comes up higher.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually almost comes to the halfway point of the horizon line.
Oh, okay.
I did the same thing. I started it lower and brought it up. So just bring this side up. Everything else looks pretty good. And then, yeah, get your, I'm going to remove this so we can actually look at the colors and the mixing. So these are 5 different blues that I happen to have that are pretty standard blues. Can you guys all see them pretty clearly? I want to pull them down. And I want you to look and tell me, now these blues will probably need a little bit of mixing, but which blues kind of look the most like they might be in this picture?
Ultramarine.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Can you all see that? What else?
Which one is ultramarine? Oh, I see it. Okay. I see it. Payne's gray.
There's a little Payne's gray. Yeah. Now you might not have Payne's gray, so don't worry if you don't. What else? Are there other blues that might be in here?
Maybe the phthalo. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, or maybe it could be a little fallow, or we could also try mixing a touch of cobalt with a touch of ultramarine. Right? So the ultramarine has a little bit of more green in it,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Yeah, there are some blues that are slightly greener, and look at the difference in these blues. It's fascinating, isn't it? Like this blue is probably, Prussian is probably the most green.
Mm-hmm.
Payne's gray is almost not blue. Although in paint color, sometimes it can look bluer. Cobalt is definitely a cooler blue. It's got kind of more violety hues, right?
Yeah.
And phthalo is green. It's like almost like turquoise. And the ultramarine almost comes off as a purple, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Like in comparison. So when we think of these on the color wheel, this is a cool color. This is a neutral. It could go either way. Cool blue. Warm blue. Warm blue. So cools have more green in them. And warms or neutrals have more kind of reddy colors. They almost have a purple look to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then very often you'll need to mix a little to neutralize this blue. You might need to mix a little bit of the complement. So I don't know how many blues you guys have. Why don't you take a sheet of paper, watercolor paper, and do swatches of every blue that you have, and then label them and send them across.
Okay.
Yeah. You might have things that are named different colors. And take a shot at a stab at whether it's a warm or a cool blue or neutral. It's funny, when I first laid phthalo, Prussian, and cobalt down, they look the same, but they definitely have changed as they've dried. I definitely think what we can say about this painting is that the further away planes, which if you remember get a little bit bluer and a little bit lighter, also appear slightly greener, slightly cooler than the blues that are in the front. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what blues you've got. Then we're going to practice a little mixing on the paper, and then we'll go jump into the landscape. Oh, I'm going to go get my plug too. And as usual, don't worry if we don't finish this time. We will finish it another day. Good to take stock of your blues and figure out what they can do.
Ouch. Ouch.
Those purples bothering you, Diana?
Yeah.
Are they causing you problems?
Yeah.
Darn purples.
Yeah, I just don't want them all to have the same color. That just bothers me.
All right, so what if you just painted them out? Is there something else you could put there?
Oh, I'm putting other colors in, so
Okay,
it's just it's going to be a process.
all right, got it.
As you know,
As I know.
this is my equivalent of your car.
Right.
It's going to be fine in the end.
Exactly.
Might not be perfect, but it's going to be fine.
It'll do the trick.
Yeah.
Anybody having fun with their blues?
Yes.
It's neat to see how different they are, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sending mine across.
Let's see. I'm curious to see what you got. Oh, good. You got, oh, good. Yeah. Oh, you got them all. Excellent. Excellent.
Pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty. So are you also feeling ultramarine here towards the front and maybe ultramarine and a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And then Jonathan, what about yours?
I'm hold on.
You're on, sorry.
Those horses.
It takes a while to just like unscrew the tube.
I had a hard time unscrewing them too. I've never opened these.
So while
before.
we're waiting, I want you to make, I want you to make a thing of blues. Let's see, this is Prussian. I want you to make like a stream of blues that get lighter.
Okay.
So here is your Prussian, right? Add more water to it to make it lighter, to see what it does as it gets lighter,
Okay.
right? And then try that, clean your brush off pretty good, and then try that with cobalt. You can see what happens when they get lighter. Sometimes it's a little hard. See what happens as they get lighter. It's good to kind of know what it does. And here's that. And to get it lighter, you basically add more water, right? So that's how you do that. And then you add more paint pigment to make it darker. Ultramarine is my absolute favorite.
It is really pretty.
I just feel like it's such a beautiful.
Okay, my colors are very dark.
What's that?
My colors are very dark that I'll
All
send
right,
over.
so try doing this. So try doing this. Create like little bars
Yeah,
where you go across and make them lighter by adding more water to them, just to see what they do. We haven't done that in a while. And actually, that's always a good exercise. Look at how they lighten. Then you can, oftentimes you can really see different things in the pigment. Let's see. Yeah. So make them, oh yeah, and you've got cerulean too, fun. Cerulean. Yeah, make them lighter. Ultramarine, cobalt. So you don't have any phthalo, huh?
no,
Okay, got it. That's a good one to get your hands on, but you don't need it right now, but we probably won't use it actually, but as you can see, it's this fabulous kind of turquoisey green color.
Tallow is my go-to blue.
I thought cobalt was your go-to.
Yeah, cobalt too, but they do so different things.
Yeah. Cobalt is like on the warmer side, is the neutral to warmer side. It can go cooler, but it can
Yeah.
also really go. You can see these two have kind of a relationship.
They are my two blue. I ultramarine, I occasionally, but cobalt and tallow is those are my. And I like Prussian blue for making the really black blacks.
Yes, that can be fantastic. Although Payne's gray is really great for mixing for dark blacks too.
Yeah, it is.
And then, and so while we're saying that, let's try a couple of things because we're going to need to mix our blues. Let's see. Nice, Paula. Keep that up. Keep that up because that will always be helpful.
Yeah,
You can look and see what it does as it gets lighter.
It's
Fabulous.
from color with a little bit more water. It's amazing.
Yeah, it changes a lot. So that's a good thing to know. So the other thing is a lot of these are slightly neutral, which means they aren't just one color. They're kind of a grade version of a blue. Much of what's happening over here is grade versions of blue. Here, maybe even a little bit here. So here, I'm gonna wipe this off so I can start anew. So what is the complement of blue? Does anybody remember? Do either of you remember? Diana, I know you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer.
Orange.
Orange, right? So one of my favorite oranges is burnt sienna. So what I'd like to see you do is do mixing. I'm definitely going to use ultramarine blue, and I want to mix it with burnt sienna. Ooh. So let's see, I'll do that up here. Oops. That's pretty. Burnt sienna, although not what I was expecting. So this is burnt sienna plus ultramarine blue. Just out of curiosity, I'm also going to mix cobalt with burnt sienna. You'll see that does a very different thing. It's much kind of greener. So actually cobalt leans towards cool because it's much greener. Plus burnt sienna. And if you want to, try mixing each of the blues with burnt sienna and just see what it does. If you do it with Payne's gray, you should get a warm, beautiful dark. If you have room, you can do it right next to your. So you'll see a lot of these blues. I can definitely see this blue in here. It's ultramarine, but it's also got a little bit of burnt sienna in it. Let's see, phthalo here. Phthalo and burnt sienna should be pretty green. Yep. Yeah, look how green that is. So almost most of what's here is muted in some way. It's not going to be just blue. There's a few areas where it might be just blue, but most of the time your blue is going to have a little bit of orange in it. And maybe a little quinacridone red in a couple places. And the tricky part will be to get the mix right. You know, you want it to look more blue than anything else. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, what did I miss here? Payne's gray plus burnt sienna, burnt sienna. Oh, oh yeah, Prussian. Prussian. Plus. Yeah, the three cools, when you mix it with an orange, become green. Anybody know why that is? Why, can you guess why that would be? Why do these become green and the warmer blues have a different?
There's some yellow in it.
Yeah, yeah. So what's happening is the yellow of the burnt sienna is mixing with the blue of the, that when you added a third color, when you add a second color, yeah, it means there's too much. There's yellow in the orange, which is, but there's also green, which is mixing in with the orange as well. So all blue is not the same, I guess, is my point on this one. And this is a good little practice sheet to have just to see that. I think it's obvious that like we're going to be working with mostly ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. Maybe some Payne's gray. I'm glad you guys all have Payne's gray. That's really great. And then in terms of these other colors, what's going on here? Let's see. You'll notice that this light color that's kind of warm, there's really only two colors in here, really. I mean, they're neutralized, be different values and different shades, but it could be yellow. So I suppose we could do the same thing on the other side with our yellows. I've got, and I'm going to actually switch out my water because it's quite blue. I will definitely want light water. And then let's start looking at yellows and oranges that we have. We have, of course, the natural one, burnt sienna, the one we've been using to mix with. So that's a good one to look at. And burnt sienna. There is yellow ochre. Gamboge is kind of like yellow ochre, but a little bit yellower. Gamboge is a color I think of only for watercolor. I've never seen it in acrylic form. I mean, it probably exists, but it's not a commonly used color. And let's just, for a good measure, throw in cadmium yellow. And Diana, what other colors, what other should I try here?
Oh, I wasn't following you. What were you
Oh,
saying?
raw sienna. I don't know. I'm looking at these yellows up here, yellowy oranges.
Okay, yeah, I would actually not that it makes sense, but I would put in some magenta to get the different orange with the together with the yellow.
With these different colors instead of looking for like a raw sienna or something.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's the obvious, but I would have some magenta in there.
Okay, let's see.
I'm going to send you a picture where I'm at.
When you say magenta, you mean
Like process magenta? Like the like really dark red, like this color. Can you see?
it's pink though?
No, it's not pink. It's like deep red, but a little bit towards the maroon color.
Yeah, I don't know if that will work.
It will.
Try it, but okay. So that is suggesting.
But obviously, burnt sienna is.
The one that can probably pull it off.
Yeah.
But it would be fun to test it a little bit. I agree. So you can try mixing. I have quinacridone red. That's a kind of a coolish red. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, it's too bright, I think. But
The whole landscape is so muted, so it would be.
very muted.
Yeah, it would be nice.
I don't think there's really any. I'm just Yeah, I'm not really.
I think you'll get a nice deep orange that's not bright with the dead
No.
red.
I'm trying. I'm not seeing it. I'm trying it.
Yeah, but that is for the side of the road there or whatever it is. It
Yeah,
looks good. Looks
Yeah.
good.
yeah. All right. So you guys get your, try these colors if you've got them. Really, we're looking for yellows and an orange. So we've got burnt sienna, yellow ochre, gamboge, if you've got it, and cadmium yellow. And then you want to mix your yellows with a little bit of quinacridone red or rose to get oranges. It might also be called permanent red or rose.
I just have a rose. Is that okay?
You can try it. I have a feeling it'll have too much white in it, but try it. See.
I have deep red. I have rust red.
Try deep red
Deep red. Okay.
and then try them both actually.
Okay.
I think deep red would work.
And mix it with.
It
the
depends on what kind of red
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. If it's kind of orangey red. Ooh, there you go, Diana. Now that's a good solution.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
How
bound.
much more you should do of this?
I probably need to define a couple of the flowers in the front.
But remember, not too much.
Yeah.
Because you have that, I think you've settled the pink one that's on the right.
Yeah.
I like
the
the
one that's
shadow. I
next to
like
it.
how the one that's all the way on the right is just kind of solid.
Yeah,
That pushes
that's,
back.
I have to work on that one.
I don't think you do.
No?
I actually think you should keep it exactly as it is. I think it needs to push back. I would work more on the background. I don't know. I feel like if you work more on those pink, on those purple flowers, that they will maybe a little bit the one that's sticking up the one that's sticking up the highest on the left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit there, add some pinks in, but I think don't touch the one that's on the right. It's
Okay.
done. Because you want that to push back.
Okay.
And then I think you need a couple of more orange blossoms on the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't touched the tree.
I don't know, I like this one, even though it's kind of weird.
It is weird.
I like
But
it. I like it. I like it. It's not the worst. It's still kind of neat.
I'm debating whether I should have more leaves on the tree. I mean, obviously it is a tree full of leaves, but I kind of like it when it's bare.
Yeah. So back to this watercolor. Yep, this is really just two-toned watercolor. There's little bits of orange kind of neutralized, sort of grayed down, and there's a little bit of there's all these blues and then sort of very light whites that are all pushed back with little bits of orange. So burnt sienna. So we'll use this. But yeah, spend a little time. And I'm still going to give myself a little bit. And, normally I would say we would start with the darks, but I kind of feel like we should lay in these oranges first. There's not very many of them. There's just 3 areas. And I think we should lay those out so we're not tempted to get anything else, any blues in them.
I think the closest I got to that orange is deep red and gamboge. Is that the word?
Gamboge, yeah, that would make sense. Yep, yep, this kind of color.
Yep.
All right, so
So-
that's what you're gonna use. And like I said, we may not all use the same things. It
So
might
where did we net out like on these yellow orange sections? What combination?
I mean, I haven't, I'm probably gonna do, that's a good question. I think for me, Quin Red and Gamboge is gonna be the beginning.
What in Gamboge?
Quin Red, Quinacridone Red or Rose. And Gamboge,
Oh, well,
but I don't need to, I don't know. I also feel like burnt sienna might work just fine. And very light. And if I add like burnt sienna and a little bit of like to Gamboge, for example, might be too yellow. Yep, nope, nope, you definitely need the red in with the yellow. So yellow. What are you finding, Jonathan, is looking right to you?
well, none of my yellows are working out.
What do you
looking
have?
good.
What do you have?
Well, I put out medium yellow, lemon yellow, yellow ochre. So I've
Okay,
so those-
medium yellow and lemon yellow won't work.
yeah, so that definitely has to be mixed with something or
Medium yellow and yellow ochre. You do not, so try mixing, crimson or, a permanent rose or something like that with yellow ochre. See what happens.
okay.
You don't have, and you don't have Gamboge, right?
No.
Okay. Try yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is going to be closer with a little bit of red and a kind of peachy red. Maybe even all three.
Okay, so yellow ochre with the burnt
Mhm.
sienna.
No, yellow ochre with the red to make an orange.
Oh, with the red. Which red were we saying?
I said permanent red or quinacridone red.
Okay, I don't have that. I have crimson. I have scarlet.
Try them. See which one you like the best. Pull them all out. Try crimson, then try scarlet.
I'm running out of palette. That's the thing.
If
I
you have,
can use the second one.
I think he probably has one of these little cases here.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you need to use the middle sections. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And then you'll
See,
just wipe them off.
This is my palette. See how like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need a bigger palette.
And then I also bought one of these, which is wonderful, but this is a totally used as well,
Yeah.
You need a bigger palette.
or more.
yes.
I just need.
Just take a regular. Do you have just a plate?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. You could totally put it on like a plastic plate.
Yeah.
I just found this little plate. This is what I'm going to use because I have the same problem. I have this little.
Good. You need to
Yeah.
get more. That's beautiful because it means you're getting engaged with more colors. So eventually they will need a place to live, all your colors.
Oh my God, Diana, that's beautiful. I just saw it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Not pretty.
The orange. Is that an orange tree?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
But
that's gorgeous.
That is stripped of leaves, apparently.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's so hard. My gosh.
I can feel the fuzziness there. in
Yes.
Excellent. I love that.
You're so talented, Diana.
Thank you.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love the
It's,
colors.
It's
Are you
fun.
making that for someone?
No. I'm just painting my garden.
Oh, that's your garden. Oh my gosh. That's
Garden is-
I want to come to your garden, Diana.
You're welcome.
Orange trees, wow.
Yeah,
My
I
parents
have.
are from Sicily and they had orange trees. They had orange groves.
Yeah, I have. I can't remember, but I think I have about 20 citrus fruits.
Wow. That must be,
Diana has an acre and she's planted hundreds of trees,
I
Well,
know.
maybe not hundreds, but 100.
at least 100 trees.
And they were all
that she's lived there.
trees.
Jonathan, are you finding anything you like?
No, like what is this orange that we're trying to do? I mean, I don't see anything on this drawing that looks orange.
Side of the
I
roads.
don't see yellow.
I mean, it looks like a really pale kind of tan to me.
Like a peach.
All right, let's try this.
So when I mix like a
Two
red
gray.
with anything, it totally like makes it look horrible.
Okay, relax. We'll try it. Let me try it.
I'm taking a picture of mine.
It
to-
might be my fault. I always strengthen the colors.
Yes.
I'm so-
I like to enhance the colors.
I'm sending my colors for your opinion because.
All
I
right.
can't do
So
it.
I'm going to work with yellow ochre because that's what we all have. And now I'm going to take a little bit of cool red and ultramarine blue and mix a purple over here. So can you see how I'm doing that? I'm mixing a little purple. I add a dot of purple. Oh yeah. Just a little bit of purple to my yellow ochre. This is another right color combination. And if I go really light, let's see how this looks on here. Actually, that's more what it is. So yellow ochre plus a little bit of purple. It's harder to make purple though. So I tend to avoid it because it makes everybody frustrated because you've got to mix, 3 colors.
But like I have like purple like mixed already, like in one of my
You
trays.
could
So
try it. You
so
could try
just
that.
so just adding the yellow ochre to it is very nice.
Okay, then that will absolutely work as a neutral.
Okay.
That'll absolutely work as a neutral. So did you hear that, Paula?
So take the purple from the tray.
Yeah,
and
you mix purple with a little bit of yellow ochre or gamboge in your case. You could use gamboge. Yeah. And in fact, since we're doing that, let's mix it now. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put this here because I don't need to put it there. We're gonna actually start with that color. Got a little bit of purple. Test it first before you lay it down. And then, wait, where does it go? It goes here. And make it a very light layer. Yeah, actually that works pretty well. We can layer something else over it if we wanted to go a little bit more orange. But I think it's important to get these colors sort of blocked in so that we don't adulterate them with blue. And they're in these 3 places, right? Here. Here. And there. If you feel like you go too dark and heavy, you can blot out a little bit with your paper towel. Fabulous feedback, by the way, you guys. It's good to know. I probably would have just pushed this a little bit darker, a little bit brighter too. And you're right. We need to work with the neutralized colors that are here. And then we can kind of go back in and start working with the blues. So in this particular case, you know, we're working with ultramarine blue and burnt sienna mixed in. Now, if you mix too much, oh, shoot. If you splash things all over your paper, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Too much, I know. If you mix too much, I want to drip all over everything. That's the whole thing. So you see, I'm kind of mixing this sort of grayish blue. You want it maybe a little bit more blue than you want it brown.
So what were the two colors? Ultramarine blue and what was the other color? Yellow?
Yeah, no, remember? We did a lot of good mixing with that one. Burnt sienna. But not too much burnt sienna, because we want this to read more like blue. And we want this to be still fairly light. So we're starting in the darkest areas. Like here. We're definitely not starting on the road. I'm kind of starting over here on the right. I'm definitely going to have to go darker. But just like when we did this with black and white, right? We start kind of lighter and then our paints kind of dry a little bit. And we go a little darker. Get darker as we get up there. And it's possible, I'm noticing I might have gotten a little bit of a different color blue on my brush. So I'm just cleaning out my palette and remixing my colors. If it's too orange like that, I'm going to go in and add more blue. And it is a lovely color, actually. It's nice. Kind of this awesome blue. And as it gets lighter, you know, as I use the brush more, maybe I dip it in water a little bit more. And even up through this kind of these first layers, the background. So remember, skipping the road right now. We're not doing the lights of the sky. We're really focusing on the kind of richer, darker.
Are you doing a tree now along with it, or you wait holding
I
off on the
did
tree?
kind of get the base of the tree,
Okay,
because it's the same value, right? At least it's fairly dark.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going up particularly high,
okay,
just kind of up to this base level. The kind of trunk up through here a little bit, even that I'm not even wanting to go. But you
Right.
know, that part is pretty, it kind of blends in with the background here a little
Right.
bit. So we might as well get that in, start getting that in.
okay.
Yeah, see right now, Paula, it's raining freaking like it's been all day. Like cats and dogs, it's just blah.
Yeah.
Paula, where are you located?
I'm in Monmouth County, New Jersey.
Oh,
Yeah. And
so
we
it's
are,
a late evening for you.
it's very late. It's about 10:20. Yeah.
But she's a night owl. That's what we've learned.
Well, I stay up, definitely stay up a lot, even with my job, because I chart late at night.
That's your kind of, yeah, you're a night person.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
see.
I would not be that person. I would be the charting during the day person.
What do you work with?
I am a visiting nurse, so I work 12-hour shifts, so I visit patients all day, and then I do all the charting till around 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
But I work 3 days a week, and I'm off 4, so I can't complain. It's really not a
Ah,
bad
that-
thing.
Okay, that makes up for it.
Yeah, I like it. The hospitals are a rough place right now. I wouldn't work in a hospital right now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's just, they're so short-staffed. I think in California, they have rules where you can't have more than a certain amount of patients. Well, we don't have that here in New Jersey, so it's bad.
We'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
If you hear a howling, it's my dog.
Oh,
She's
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to orange these up a little bit, the yellows, but I'm okay with that. That can be done. Has anybody sent theirs in yet?
I'll send mine in, but it's a mess. I don't know. I'm not having a good day today.
life is a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I think I messed up stuff here, trying to. At looks more gray than. Yeah.
And I think you're going a little heavy on the orange, right?
On
So
the,
remember to go light. So we can layer up
go lighter on the gray on the right side.
here.
Okay.
Oranges are a little heavy, but I think it'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. We want to go very light.
Okay. Lots of water.
And then definitely this blue back here looks a little bluer. So if you look at your chart,
Mhm.
which blue do you think you've got will work for this back area? You guys look at your charts and tell me, what's the blue kind of popping back here?
Is it more ultramarine?
Look at the blue.
It's more green.
Look at the, yeah. Look at the blue.
Mhm.
You'll see it,
Fallow?
right? Look at your chart of blues.
Is it fallow?
Oh, Jonathan, looking good. Yep.
And I see like both ultramarine and some cobalt there.
Let's try mixing those and see what happens.
Cobalt.
So even doing a little test on here. Here's ultramarine, here's cobalt. Oh yeah, I believe you're right. That's pretty. So let's try that. Little bit of, and because the cobalt's a little bit greener, ultramarine is a little bit redder. Remember, you're always going to want to test and go very light, very light. So watery. I don't know if you can see here. I'm going very watery and light. Oh yeah, I think that's great. What's nice is the cobalt is kind of the through line, and it gets super light when you get over here. So very watery and light over here. Be a little bit darker here, but still we want to go light. And then wouldn't you say that's kind of what's happening in the sky too? Ultramarine and cobalt.
Yeah.
So we can also start layering in some of the sky color. I didn't really. Feels more. We'll deal with the road last because I have a slightly different idea about what we might do with the road, but. And you can kind of go behind, over your branches if you drew any here. Make these soft, meaning they're kind of watery and edgy.
And tell me again what color that is. I'm sorry.
We use for the back.
Ultramarine and cobalt.
Yep. By the way, you guys are going really fast. I don't know if we'll finish this, but we'll get close. Oh, I'm going to remove this and put this back in. You can really see the color is not obscured by the thatch. Notice that the sky gets darker as it goes higher up, kind of lighter down here. Notice how light my layers are lying right now. Yeah, notice how light this is drying. We'll lay down, I was wondering. I wanted to try this. Another ultramarine blue and a little wind. Might be too purple. Well, yeah, actually that might work. For this part of the ground here, and I know I'm jumping ahead, so you can totally ask me to tell you this again. I'm actually mixing a little bit of quin red or crimson into my ultramarine blue, and then I'm pulling in a little bit of the yellow ochre. I like the kind of purpley. No, I don't want it that purple. Ooh. Kind of like that purplish color for the road here. But it's a great purple and very light. Honestly, mostly ultramarine blue. Look at how light I'm laying this on, super light. This is a fairly dark part of the road, and I'm totally skipping over all the areas I've designated. And then, but it looks messy right now, Paula, because we haven't started like layering our darks in yet.
Yeah.
But
Okay, what was your recipe for the ground?
this is ultramarine blue, a little bit of cool red, so crimson,
Uh-huh.
and some yellow ochre.
Okay.
But you want it to read more like blue. So I found I had to add in blue. So it's got a slightly pinkish tone. But then neutralized by the yellow. But everything's still pretty light. And like I said, it's okay if we stop here. We could also go a little bit further. You guys be the driver of that.
Oh, it's already 20 to 8. How did that happen?
Mhm.
Set.
How did it happen? How did it get so late so fast?
We are focused on our task. We've moved out of linear time.
Good. I need that.
So, just out of curiosity,
Mhm.
as a general principle, what do you think makes you want to paint?
Are you asking me, Paula?
All of you.
Oh, all of us.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think
Yes.
I have a creative side of me, and I don't get to really express it in things that I do every day because I do such medical stuff all the time. So this is just like so. I love it. I get to do something different, and I get to express a little.
But what is it about painting that is it? Why is it painting and not dance or singing? Or
I don't know.
can you say what it is? You might not be able to.
Well, I'm definitely not talented when it comes to singing or dancing. So
I'm with you.
yeah. I don't know. I think the mixing of the colors and it's just, I don't know.
It's really relaxing, isn't it?
It's very relaxing. It's very rewarding when you finally get that color that you want.
Jonathan, what about you?
I don't know. I like the challenge of it, and uh,
I do too. It's not easy,
No.
but it's not easy, but it feels doable in a way to me.
yeah.
Yeah, in a way that like dancing and singing and performing and all that stuff don't really feel doable.
No, I would not go there.
Yeah, it's the interesting question, like why paint? What is it about paint? The paint, there's something about paint and the brush. It's just like really absorbing. Kind of once you get, by the way, to this place, you guys, I'm not going to go too much farther ahead because I don't want to push. And make your paint a little bit darker and go to the darkest areas once they've dried. I'm adding a little bit of Payne's gray in with my ultramarine. I'm still mixing burnt sienna in with my ultramarine blue, but I'm going darker. In the areas that are darker. Then there's these areas up here. This has a little bit of red in it, so there's these little bushes that are a little bit darker. There's kind of a line here. That's the horizon line. That's fairly dark across. It is a horizon line for sure. Oh, the birds are like certainly happy.
Yeah, I can hear
I
them.
hear them. Oh, so funny.
Hear them all like tweeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, woo, rain, rain. We like it.
Our yard is like a bird hotel.
Yes, like that. So you see, we were talking about the poppies. Are they blooming, Diana?
The what?
The poppies?
Poppies?
The
Your
poppies.
Not in your garden, but everywhere.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah,
I
not
keep
in my
seeing it on
garden.
Facebook.
In my garden, it's tulips and birds of paradise and hibiscus and all the orange bloom. It smells fantastic.
There's a beautiful perfume, the orange blossom.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, Paula, we're all gonna like go to Diana's house.
Yeah.
Hang out.
You know, when I get my little studio, we can have a retreat here.
There you go. How's that coming along?
Well, I haven't applied for the building permit yet, but I have done the drawings.
Woo! Exciting.
It is. I didn't think I needed it, but now I'm really excited about it.
Need, want,
Yeah,
kind of all mixed up together, right?
Yeah.
And didn't you want it? Exciting.
maybe it's just Frank that wants me out of the house.
Yeah, great. He can have it. He can have the house. See how as I'm getting darker, I'm pushing the lights lighter. And there's this little line. It's kind of a rough edge. It's not a continuous. And there we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. And I'm going over with a little bit of burnt sienna and just a touch of cadmium red. I'm going over lightly over the yellow areas. Give them a little bit more of an orangey kick. So sometimes what we start with is not what we end up with. That's okay. This is such a great, really fun painting. Oops, sorry. Oops, hey, come back here. What happened to you? Wait, where's my Zoom? There it is. Apologies. Oh, wow, yeah, and we're at 7:50, so we'll stop soon in like 5 minutes and just
Yeah.
complete where our process is, and then we'll keep going. Then we got to decide what we want to do next. And there's all kinds of possibilities. Do you like it?
Mm.
I feel like I might get a little darker. Little darker up here.
Mm.
You know, I'm kind of layering in a little bit more dark color as I move towards the top of the sky. It's a little too dark, so I got some water, and I'm going right over where the tree branches would be, because I'm going to bring them over the top of this guy. I might even. Rag. You know, I'm able to take a rag too and kind of make with it. Cool. All right, you guys, 2 more minutes and then let's hold up what we got. And we are done with class for the moment, but never forever. Paula's not going to be here. So Paula, if you want to push ahead and try and finish this and during the week and send stuff to me, you're totally welcome.
Okay, great.
Because I know she's going to Aruba on Saturday.
Oh, poor you.
My first
I know, I
vacation
feel
in a
so sorry.
while.
It's okay. Somehow she'll survive.
I'll survive.
Oh, that sounds good.
First vacation in a long time, I'm betting.
Yeah, definitely. And it's our birthday and we just celebrated an anniversary last month. So it's like a combination celebration.
Oh, and
Oh,
all your children are out-
congratulations.
and your children are out of the house.
Yes, and they graduated and they're living in their own apartments and we finally don't have to have any more college tuition. So,
Isn't that exciting?
Life is good, huh?
yeah, it's nice. to
Life
have-
is good. Okay,
On the lamp in the back here. So I can.
I'm gonna remove the spotlight, and I love you when you get it, when you kind of do your finishing stroke for the moment. Go ahead and hold it up.
All right, I think I got.
Oh, very nice.
somewhat-
Paula. Oh, very
Oh,
nice.
look at
They're
that.
great. These are great. Oh,
Oh.
Diana, yeah, I think it's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
so
love
maybe-
it.
You guys,
Yeah.
Paula, I want to say beautiful work on this, on the street, on the road.
Uh-huh.
And Jonathan, those I love the softness of the sky, the
Yeah,
sort of
that's
backplane here. Oh my
they're
God,
both beautiful.
they're
Thank you.
great work. Really
Yeah.
beautiful work. So this idea of style, notice it.
Mhm.
There's just a way you hold the brush and you do the mark making. Even if we're all doing the same thing, it looks different.
We all have a different.
Yeah,
true.
and that is like the cool thing about it. And
That's-
Jonathan, do you have your self-portrait that you did? Can you show that to the class?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Jonathan assigned himself a self-portrait. Check this out.
Oh, look at that.
wow.
Hold on. Isn't that
That's
great?
beautiful. Wow, Jonathan. You're
So
very
great.
talented.
Love
That's
it.
hard.
Love it.
So, yeah, so I thought I'd see whether, because we had just done the black and white, from last
Uh-huh.
week. So
Yeah.
I wanted to play with black and white and just doing like the different values to see whether I
Yeah.
could do that. And I
You should
really
Did it.
loved how it worked. Now,
You
I was,
should
Did you
I'm,
say you were totally shocked that it
I'm,
turned
I'm, I'm,
out?
I'm still shocked. I stare at it and I don't know if I could replicate that, I mean,
You should frame that. It's beautiful.
And by the way, but everybody's doing great. We're at a great stopping point. So Paul, if you want to keep working, just keep texting me throughout the week.
Sure.
Eric, Jonathan, you and I will finish this next week.
okay, great.
And then we'll move on to other things, other subjects, of which there are many.
Okay.
Okay, Paula,
Have a wonderful
Yeah.
vacation.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
have a great
much.
time.
Thank you.
Diana,
I know-
nice way to pull that one off. That was a challenging
Yeah,
finish, but you did
That
it.
is beautiful, Diane.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did it. You totally did it. All right, you guys, we'll see you
All
soon.
right.
Great
Okay,
work.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.